Is my lighting okay? Oh.
Okay. Joe, let me know when you're ready.
Go.
Jeff, ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, rolling.
All right, you obviously put a lot into this film, writing it, directing it, starring in it. How is it now that it's all said and done?
Well, then you tell me.
Well, what did you think of it?
Well, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy. I don't think, you know, I would work until I was happy. I don't want to let something go that's not ready. But this has been, I think this has been maybe the most rewarding experience so far I've had. I think that, you know, you present an idea that's sort of not been done before, and you don't know what people are going to say. You know, you might have certain religious groups throwing things at you, but so far so good. People seem to be like, wow, this looks interesting. Maybe it could happen.
Did a lot of people, when you presented the original concept, think this is going to be too hokey? People aren't going to buy into this.
No, I never got hokey. I mean, I don't, hopefully the people that I presented the concept to, if there was one thing that I could promise them, is that I wouldn't make a hokey movie. I think that, you know, I think people were actually fascinated by the idea. You know, there's been a number of afterlife movies made, some very recently, but over the years, they've all been pretty much the same. They've had pretty much the same flavor. So this was actually something different, and I think people could go, there's a fire in another room. I'll answer again. Ask me. Wait a minute. I'm hearing talking from the other room, which is a little bothersome to me.
From which room?
I don't know. From out of there. Is there people in there?
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Ask me again. I'm sorry.
Were people afraid that it might be hokey, the concept?
Yes.
Not the way you answered it before.
No, I don't think anybody thought it would be hokey. As a matter of fact, I think people were sort of intrigued that it was a little different than any of the other afterlife movies they had seen. So I think that pretty much they were intrigued by it.
Where did this concept come from? This idea that you have to defend your life?
Well, I had seen, like yourself, all of these movies throughout the years that portray the afterlife in the same way, and that's this, you know, heaven and people coming back to help you drive well and all this stuff that they do, and somehow I always thought, I wasn't sure what it was, but a number of years ago, I mean, I told myself it can't be this, and I started to think about it, and the idea of defending your life, and the idea that what you're defending your life, what you are defending is that you were not afraid, seemed to me to be the common bond between all human beings. I mean, whatever the afterlife is, I don't think one religion's going to have, and one religion's going to be more correct than another. You're a Hindu, sorry, wait over there. That I don't believe. So I began to think, what common bond do human beings have? And, you know, all human beings are afraid of something. We all have our own personal things that we're trying to get over and accomplish, and we all have little demons that we want to knock down, and, you know, try to make our lives better because of it. So I thought that maybe this is what Earth was for.
All right, if Albert Brooks had to go to Judgment City, what would you have to defend in your life?
This interview.
Because you're scared.
Well, first of all, I'm not ready to go yet, I hope, so there's probably going to be things that I don't even know yet. But I mean, I've had, you know, in years of doing stand-up comedy, I think maybe there was a gig or two that I said, no, I'm too tired, I don't want to take, because I was afraid of the audience, and maybe there was occasionally things that I probably backed out of because I said that it was some other excuse, but probably it was fear. But I'm hoping that if I go to Judgment City, I'll get to move on because I made the movie. I'm hoping that counts for something. Probably won't. I don't care that you made the movie. You're still afraid. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Go make another one.
Right.
Do you think you'd move on or go back? Judging from the amount of fear you have in your life.
Oh, God, that's a good question. You would think I would have thought about that. I think maybe I'm hoping to move on. I'm hoping to move on, but I don't want to jinx it.
All right, a lot of people love your comedy. You have a little, you know, your comedy has a bit of a satirical twist to it. Do you find yourself funny? I mean, when you think of something, do you think, oh, I'm pretty funny here.
Well, not the way you just did it.
You don't like to shift around in your seat, right?
Whoa! Am I cooking? No, I've never done that. I mean, I make myself laugh sometimes. I mean, my ears hear the same thing your ears hear, and if something's really funny and I didn't know it was going to come out, it makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've never gone, wow, man, are you great.
All right, Lee Grant is a director, yet she says she can't direct herself. Is it easy for you to direct yourself, and is there ever a struggle between Albert Brooks the actor and Albert Brooks the director, and who wins?
Well, you got to be very fast because you got to run out as soon as you say cut. You got to run over there. And say, no, I actually I like to do that. Basically, what I'm doing by directing anyway is servicing the script that I've written. So I feel I've got to be in there to do it correctly. Mm-hmm. And if I'm in a scene with you and we're acting together, I can get a feeling as an actor if it's going well. Then, when that scene's over, I can turn to a cinematographer, who in the case of Defending Your Life was Alan Davio, who's one of the greats, and he'll tell me if the camera moved over or bumped, or, you know, there are people to help you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I certainly couldn't be the cinematographer also. That would be crazy. But, you know, when I'm acting, but I come very prepared. I mean, the most important part of the movie, in my mind, is the script. It's the blueprint. And if you're very prepared, the rest you just sort of do to service the script. So I don't, you know, I sort of enjoy it. I find I like to do it.
Do you direct your own stuff because you're afraid other people might butcher it or not be true to the script?
Yeah. I mean, you know, what is comedy anyway? It's simply timing. It's how long, if I'm going to do a take, it's how long that take goes. If I'm going to cut to you, how many times I cut to you. I mean, that's all it is. It's timing. And I think that I'm the one who can, if I've should we? I don't know. Is this?
Well, we're in New York.
We're in New York.
We'll super New York.
Right, okay. All right. So yeah, I'm stopping for a siren. Actually, it's a paramedic coming to get you.
That's right. Didn't they know we were doing this up here?
To answer your question again without the siren, what was the question?
Pardon me? I can't hear you over the siren. Do you direct your own stuff because you're afraid other people will butcher it?
Yes, and it's that simple. I think it's a matter of basically if you're doing a movie, and especially a comedy, you know, it's like stand-up comedy. You're dealing with timing. You know, when Jack Benny looked off like that, how long he chose to go like that is what made Jack Benny, and someone else that. Mm-hmm. Well, when you direct a movie and the actors go home, you go into an editing room. All those choices then are choices of timing. How long you choose to let the camera stay on one face, how many times you cut back and forth. And that's, to me, what makes things funnier than others. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of like, you know, I feel I have to be there to service what I wrote.
What directors do you see their work and go, I like that. I'd like to do work like that?
Well, I have to be careful how I phrase that because I could get sued. But I do. I'll tell you, I like Jim Brooks, who I did broadcast news for. I think he's, you know, I think he's great. And I mean, you know, Woody Allen has done some terrific stuff, and Bertolucci is a wonderful director. How's that? Brooks, Bertolucci, and Allen. Sounds like a vaudeville team.
How about, do you like the production end of it more than the acting end of it? I mean, it seems like even though you are an actor and you're known for being an actor, you're known for being, you know, a writer and...
You know, a film it's a long process, and acting is only a small part of the process. And basically, what you're doing when, you know, during the part of a movie when the camera's rolling, you're sort of collecting your paints, and you're getting as many different takes as you can, and as many different performances as you can, and you're servicing the script in as many different ways as you can. Then everyone goes home, and you go into a room, and you go into an editing room for 6 months, and you begin to paint, and you begin to say, I'll put this much blue and that much much read. I love that part of it, but that's like the writing. That's sort of, you know, you write on a typewriter, then you act it, and then you sort of write on an editing machine. So I guess in terms of making a film, to me, the writing process, the construction process is the most rewarding. The acting is rewarding, but when you do takes that are broken up over a period, you do 15 takes an hour and you change to another set, it's hard to even sort of feel too good about it because it's such a start and stop process. When you start to see it come together, that's when you go, wow, here's the story and it's coming alive. So I think I probably like the other aspects other than acting the best, even though, I mean, if the acting's not great, the movie won't be good. But it's not as, I don't think it's as rewarding. I think the writing process is probably the most rewarding. That's if you're going to do a film together. Now, if you're acting in another person's movie, you've got to make acting the best because that's all you've got, you know.
And when it comes together, that's when you go, damn, I'm good.
No, I don't do that. I go, whoa!
Thank you very much.
Bye.